For some reason, my camera stopped recording and I had gone way into my story. So it's part two. So I was saying that going to the gym 5 days a week, uh, and CrossFit once a week and running 3 times a week, along with my bodybuilding diet, really, really started working. Like then I really shed weight. And it only took me 2 months, and I was stage ready for my first competition in June 2024 this year. So that was really quick. I had already gotten really lean in May, and by adding those things, I got really super lean and ready for the stage. So that was amazing. So then with my new coach, we have a peaking show prep week that adds carbs, heavy carbs, and like quick sugars close to show day to fill up the muscles with glycogen. So that's honey and dates and sweet things with sugar that goes right to the muscle. So that re-triggered my sugar addiction and my binge cravings. So I struggled really, really, really bad after the show with craving these foods that I hadn't even craved since November of 2023. I hadn't even wanted it. I had no desire. But now my binge and sugar cravings were ignited. So I struggled really a lot trying to get off those cravings, back onto clean bodybuilding food and getting ready for the next show. I struggled psychologically, emotionally, physically. It was awful. But I did eventually do it, got back on my diet, got to my next show. But then it went all over again for the next show. Peak, eat the high carbs, high sugar. My binge sugar cravings kicked in, and I struggled to get back off that, back on track for the next show. So that was really hard on me. Um, so fast forward 5 shows. I just had my last show 10 days ago. Seems like a long time ago. Um, and it was my last show of the season. So I'm like, oh, I can finally like eat some other food other than my bodybuilding dieting food. Like I had a Mexican restaurant I wanted to take out from, and I had some cookies I had made from dates and raisins and walnuts and honey and some protein balls that I had in the freezer stored, and I had stocked my cupboard over here with ingredients for making cookies that I saw on Instagram: walnuts, dates, raisins, nuts, honey kind of food goodies. So I had my Mexican food. It was really great that first day, and I was really satisfied by that. I ate a half of it because it was huge takeout. The second half, the second day, wasn't so great. But then I had another takeout of Asian pho soup. That was pretty good. Had that a couple days. And I had started eating the cookies from my freezer, the protein balls. Well, that triggered my binge sugar cravings and triggered me going through my cupboard, eating raisins, eating nuts, and not being able to stop. Craving, eating, binge eating, weight piling on. So I don't know how much I weigh now because I don't want to depress myself too much, but I know I put on weight and my clothes getting tight and I'm so miserable. And I had done this in the past. I had body built in the past, gone from 117 pounds up to 195 pounds. That's when I hit 195 pounds post show one season, and it was miserable. I was miserable. I was embarrassed. I was humiliated. I was ashamed. It was awful. And I was much younger then. I was in my 40s, but it was horrible. I did not want to go through that again. I did not want to do that to myself again. And I wanted to stay more stage ready too. And my goal is health for the rest of my life. So I want to maintain a leaner physique for the rest of my life anyway. So I have been struggling post show. Struggle, binging, and not able to stop until yesterday. So I've been writing in my journal. I want to maintain a stable weight. I want to get back on my clean diet, and I won't have to worry about it because I just keep doing what I've been doing. I won't have to worry about it. Going to the gym, eating clean, working out like I do, it's no problem. but it's getting to just staying on plan with my food plan. So I had written down getting back on my food plan and I felt committed, but then I'd go back to the cookies in my freezer and I'd binge all over again. So I threw away a batch of cookies into my compost outside. But then I found another batch of cookies that kept my craving going. So then I was really, really feeling awful because I had written down I was going to stop and I still did. Then I went and bought some trail mix, which I wasn't going to buy more stuff, and I bought it, which was really weird because I wrote, I'm not going to buy any. But then I went to the store and bought it. It's really weird. That's just my binge sugar addiction. So I'm like, oh, this is bad. And my clothes are getting tight. Oh, feel awful about that. I have all these new cute clothes to wear. So I was thinking, what did I do in the past that helped me? And I had totally forgotten about what I had done in the past. So I started remembering what I did last November 2023 when I started on this journey and what had helped, like not eating after dinner, eating whole healthy foods, not eating processed foods, and getting back on my food plan. I'm like, oh, that's right. Like I'd forgotten all about it. So with that in mind, and the other thing I did, now I remember, is I had been going through my cupboards back then and I started giving away all my trigger foods that I had restocked recently. I gave them away to my coaches, my CrossFit coach, my running coach. I gave all that away. The dried fruit, the nuts, the raisins. I gave it all away. The trail mix, the granola, the coconut, all that yummy stuff that I like to binge on. So my trigger foods is what I call it. So I gave all that away. I mean, it was pounds and pounds, hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. But I was like, just get it out of here, and I'm glad that my friends really liked it. So I was like, okay, I threw out the cookies and I'm like, I got to get this stuff out of the house. So I started bagging up all those ingredients out of my cupboard, the raisins, the nuts, the trigger foods, and putting them into Ziplocs, labeling them, putting them in shopping bags. And fortunately, I had an appointment with my running coach yesterday. I'm like, I'll see if she wants it. I'll give it to her. She can make cookies for the holidays with it. So I put all of it into shopping bags, hundreds of dollars worth of ingredients, but it doesn't matter because I've learned that this is more important. So I bagged all of it up in Ziplocs. I labeled it. I put it in shopping bags. And then I went to my running training appointment workout. And I said, do you want this stuff? She took it. I'm like, thank God. Like, thank the universe. Like, what a relief. The minute I put those things out of the cupboard, I put them into bags. I put them in my car that morning. The minute I had them out of the house, I was so relieved. I'm like, thank goodness, this is done. I am ready. This is over. I can start fresh. I am back on plan. I felt so much better. And then when I gave it to her, total relief. So the rest of the day after that, after I had packed everything up and moved it out into my car, that was it. I felt so much better. I stopped binging. I ate the rest of the day on plan. And this morning I woke up, been eating on plan, and that's what I plan to do. I already feel less bloated, less inflamed, because I felt so bloated eating all that. Oh, so I feel so much better already. I am so grateful. I wanted to share this because I know so many people struggle with this. And it is so hard. I've always had this lifelong problem. So if I stay on a food plan, weigh and measure my food, eat healthy, eat clean, take out sugars, take out my trigger foods. If you start to identify what your trigger foods are and get rid of them, get them out of the house one by one, it's a miracle. So I am back. I am less bloated. I am so happy. I am so happy. And I am really hoping that the plan is now just to stay on plan because I want to get back down to a less bloated, back comfortable in my clothes size, plus have energy and nutrition to build muscle for my next season, but stay lean enough that I'll be stage ready to go back into prep and walk on stage very easily. Like I did my first show this year. So that's the plan. I'm very excited. So I'm already back at the gym. I went back to the gym just a couple days after my last show. And I'm back in running. My strength is coming back. I was so exhausted after my last show. Put your body through a lot doing bodybuilding shows, a lot. So I was really exhausted. My energy's coming back. I'm not as exhausted finally after a week. Today is 10 days. Yesterday, I started feeling less exhausted, day 9 after my show. Finally, I'm a little less exhausted. And I've already eaten everything so that my body is back to having some nutrition in it from really over dieting. And I'm back at the gym. So now we're on. But I wanted to share about the struggle. I have to have a food plan, weigh and measure, stay on that plan, eat clean, eat healthy to keep my binge eating and my sugar addiction under control. And I still no white sugars, no processed sugar, white table sugar, no white table sugar. I still am on that from I don't know how many years ago that I went off it again. I said no more. So that I keep like a clean date from drugs. I keep that. That's good because otherwise I would jump beyond this level I already have of sweet addiction and binging. So I'm very happy today. Happy. So I want to share that. My new computer, I look very dark. I hope it's not too dark for you guys. I hope the sound's okay. Hope you enjoy this. Leave any messages below or questions. Wanted to share this struggle and the success of today and yesterday and getting all that out of the house. Ah, what a miracle. What a relief. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.